Hey guys, welcome to this video in which I will go over Painsmith Mythic. If you have already killed the boss, maybe it can be useful for reclears, and if you're about to progress the boss or you're already on the boss, hopefully it can help out. This is going to focus mainly on a ranged DPS POV with some Warlock specific stuff sprinkled in, so enjoy. The fight can be divided into three main phases. Phase 1 and 2 are very similar. Phase 3 is a bit different, but only because of the timing of the abilities that come in. So it's pretty much a rinse and repeat fight, and once you know how to avoid the mechanics once, you are pretty much set to kill the fight completely. In between the phases, there is an intermission. I won't be going too much into detail about that, other than to say that you should always play safe in intermission. Don't think that you can squeeze in front of a ball going to a opening in the spikes if you can just safely move behind it. There is a very little chance that you're going to fall completely behind, and even if you do, there is usually some outplay you can do in terms of personal mobility or something of the sort to get you back on track. But let's start with phase 1. Phase 1, you're most likely going to have to stop DPS if you have really good DPS, because you want to hit a certain timing to allow you to get your cooldown, 3-minute cooldowns back for phase 2. So just don't be greedy with damage if a damage stop is called on boss. Just focus on the balls that are incoming and deal with them. Overall, the only thing that you have to do properly is to go to the middle. This video is assuming something similar to what Echo pioneered on their progress, and I believe that is the dominant strategy that people are using. Echo Limit has been, or Max from Limit has also been advertising them as the superior strat, and it's the one that we in Method also used for our progression. It revolves around the group staying in a corner. As you can see here on raidplan.io, I will give a link to this webpage in the description. It's very useful for illustrating. So the boss is going to be in a corner. The chains are going to be in the middle like this, and the tank is going to detonate on the opposite side. So that's what you can see here. What you can do as a Warlock specifically is to place a personal portal in the middle here. I would not recommend using the personal portal in order to get to the chain spot, because that means that you won't have it available to dodge the incoming balls that are coming afterwards. Another thing about the chains is that if this goes for all phases, if you have had chains the previous round, you are not an eligible target to get chains again, so you can pretty much just safely ignore the mechanic until the next time again. So if you get chains, the next time the chains are being about to be applied, you don't have to pre-position to be able to deal with them. You can just full tunnel the boss or just deal with whatever you got to deal with. The next thing that is important in phase 1 that is going to be a reoccurring theme are the rolling balls. They can come from any of 4 directions, but because of the way the strategy and the raid is positioned, you're only ever going to have to deal with once. I would recommend, assuming that you start in the bottom left corner, this square that I'm about to mark here, this square is your happy place. This will allow you to reach both the side balls, and also gives you a little bit of distance if the close one is coming. You can technically stand here as well. But I would highly recommend that you stand on this square right here. So this is like this should be your happy place as a ranged DPS if you can find it. If you can't, that's fine. But from this point, you will have a little bit of distance if one of the close balls is spawning, because it always focuses the outside ball. So if it's going in this direction, then you're gonna kill this ball. If it's going in this direction, you're gonna kill the same ball. And then if it's going in this direction, you kill this ball, and in this direction, you kill this ball. So that's how the strategy works out, and standing here gives you a little bit of extra leeway in terms of being able to deal with them effectively. Like obviously a lot of classes can pre-cast stuff on the balls for resources, like warlocks can do pre-cataclysm on the balls to have stuff rolling. They can already have, assuming that you're playing destruction, havoc on the boss already with the conflag stacks charged up. There's probably a lot of other stuff for other classes as well that can be useful to be able to blast the balls instantly, because the faster you kill the balls, both in phase 1, 2, and 3, the more time you have to deal with the other mechanics. After that, it's pretty much a rinse and repeat. You put the traps close to the boss, and you kill the balls, you move out with chain. Make sure that you watch your own HP when you have the chain debuff. It's the only really place where you can potentially die. So watching your HP is a key factor to dealing with the chains. This is labeled as P2 Painsmith, and that is because P2 is pretty much identical to P1. The only thing that changes with P2 is that every time the tank explodes on the opposite side, there will be a wave of spikes coming towards you, in addition to the instant spikes that goes perpendicular to his position or her position. So you will have a wave that is going to overlap with... the first one is going to overlap with killing the ball. So you need to kill the ball fast and move through. So let's say that this ball is incoming. It's going slowly towards you. You kill it off about, like, you want to kill it off about here. Everyone moves through, and then you dodge the spikes that are incoming. Like the wave is coming out like this, so you dodge the spikes. Just watch the spike, dodge the spike. I can tell you right now from experience and watching a lot of guilds, good players progress this guild, you will have by far the most wipes to people dying to spikes. That is just like personal deaths to spikes is going to be the #1 wipe factor, unless people have magically gotten a lot better the last weeks with dealing with them. So what you can do, what you should do is, after you kill the ball and you have moved through, you literally just watch the spike, dodge the spike. Watch the spike, dodge the spike. And you do that every single time. Just drop everything. DPS, HPS, petting your cat, whatever. It doesn't matter. You just look at the spike, dodge the spike. You will be a lot better off doing that than anything else. Let's see if we can bring this ball back. Untilted ball. So would highly recommend just taking the time to dodge the spikes, both like in all the phases. That's pretty much it for P2. It is a good point to not be completely up in the corner where you are if you think that you can get a chain. So if you didn't get the previous chain, there's going to be a point after you kill the ball, you dodge the spike, you move into the corner, you get traps, and then you're going to blow up the traps, and there's going to be a new tank explosion. That tank explosion is going to send a new wave up in P2, which is going to overlap with the new chain application. So if you think that if you are an eligible target for chain, you don't want to be all the way up in this corner. You want to be a little bit out to the side here to give your teammates room in case you get the chain. Then you will just watch the spike, dodge the spike, and move up onto one of your assigned spots. P3 is a little bit of a different monster. In P3, you have a little bit of a different strategy going on. So the starting position is the same, but the tank explosion is always going to be in the opposite corner of where you're killing the ball. So again, this is assuming that you are using the echo strategy, not claiming any patent on that. I'm just explaining the situation here. So if you have, let's say it all comes down to where you get the balls from. So you're gonna enter the phase, you're gonna get the chains go to the middle like normal. Then there is a dynamic movement depending on where the balls spawn. So let's say that the balls spawn like here, right? It's this wall. Let's see if we can copy this. Yeah, there we go. So it's this wall of spikes. Beautiful. Now, if this wall of spikes comes towards you, you are killing this ball right here. However, because of the timing of the abilities, the tank will need to get a bop from a paladin and go all the way into the top right corner. So he's going to explode here, which means that this one, and this one are most likely off limits. Then the next thing that's going to happen is that the three people that have the chains are going to go to the opposite side. So instantly as they see the wall spawn, they're going to go to the opposite side. This is very, very important that this happens quickly and that you find your position. Otherwise, you're just going to end up messing it up. And like if you stand like this, then you're both dead. So if you have a chain in P3, it's very important that you identify where the balls are coming from, run to the opposite side in whatever configuration that your guild has decided. Like some people like to do a configuration like this. Some people like to do this. Some just like stand like out like this. All of these are fine. You just, this person cannot go too far to the right so that it gets hit by the tank one. And this person cannot go too far to the left so he hits the raid. That's basically all. So you have quite a bit of space down here to play with. As long as you're not in the same line, you're fine. What's going to happen next is like this ball is going to start moving, obviously. So I'm not going to move all of them. I'm going to move a few. The raid, including the boss, is going to move up here and hit this one. This is every single time one of them spawns in this phase. You're going to go up through here. You're going to hit the ball dies. The rest of the balls are moving forward. You move through. And now you are basically finding back to your position. So you started in this corner down here. This corner. So now you're moving the boss back. All the raid goes back. These balls are not here anymore because they are gone. The raid is back in position. You place the bombs. Because you have already dodged the spike from the tank wave that was coming from this position. So you kill the ball, you dodge the spike, you go back to the corner, you spawn the bombs, you soak the bombs, and then you get the same thing again, where you get the new chains coming out together with a new tank explosion. So then you will have the ranged people with the chains do the same thing. Now, let's say that the wall is coming from this side. Then suddenly it's gonna change for basically everyone. So the ball is coming from this side. So you are killing the closest ball in the corner. This one right here. This is the ball you're killing. The three people that are from the range camp are gonna go down to this side. The tank is gonna explode in the top right corner, away from the raid, but on the same thing. And the raid is gonna hug this ball as it moves to them, kill it. It dies. Raid moves through the wall. And then you just rinse repeat that 3 times, and then you're done with the raid. It sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but I recommend watching it. Like keep the information that I've got here in mind, and then just watching the video and like try to keep it in mind. Like again, the most important thing is to be early with DPSing the ball, move through, be safe when you pass spikes, and be aware of where to go, especially in P3 when you have the chains. And if you guys can do all of these things, the boss will die very fast. I hope this was helpful in any way. Feel free to ask questions. I'm currently on vacation. This is a bit of an extra treat. But when I'm back to stream, feel free to ask questions and drop by Discord anytime. Links are down below. Thanks, guys.